Discord was still laughing when they arrived at their destination. Fluttershy gazed up at the floating dark castle, cotton candy clouds surrounding it, raining dark milk chocolate. Like, what have I done with the place? The Draconiquest asked her. It's, she stammered, lovely. Wait till you see the inside. He carried her up to the door and opened it up. Fluttershy's eyes widened in the interior. It was nothing like a drawing by M.C. Escher, with the stairs leading to nowhere and the door is hanging sideways. Welcome to my humble adore, Discord said proudly. Or should I say our humble abode? What do you think? She put her hoof on her head. I think I'm getting dizzy. He chuckled. You'll get used to it, my dear. After all, this is your new home. My. Overwhelmed with it all, Fluttershy fainted in his arms, and he summoned a dabbled set on her down gently. He gazed at the triumph of his prize. So innocent, he thought, well, we'll soon fix that. She sacrificed herself for us? Cadence asked in wonder. She thought that she was the only one who could do it, Applejack explained solemnly. He told us that what our freedom would have cost, but I never thought Fluttershy. She buried her face in her husband's shoulder. That creature has gone too far, Luna bellowed. Using her traditional Canterlot voice, we motion that we go to the castle and demand the Braguses back at once. Celestia put a wing on around her. No, sister. If the agreement is broken, Discord could unleash chaos again. But, she stammered, you couldn't expect us to allow such an innocent soul tied up to that monster. This is all my fault, Twilight whimpered. I'm sorry, Princess Celestia. I failed you. Celestia raised an eyebrow. How would have you failed me? You left me in charge of Equestria, and it was put in danger because I didn't take precaution, and I let one of my best friends accept a fate even worse than death. She hid her face in her hooves. I'm a terrible ruler. She stopped crying as her mentor, Phil, lifted her chin. Being a ruler means one must have to make difficult decisions for the good of the subjects. There was nothing else more to be done. That could have been me then. I could have handled him. I am distressed as you are. But this was her choice. Discord may do terrible things. But believe me when I say this, bring Fluttershy, he won't bring physical harm to her. How do you know that? His nature is to corrupt what is orderly, not to inflict pain. Some creatures are not as evil as they seem. So, Pinkie Pie sniffled, what do we do now? All we could say is pray that Fluttershy will be safe to move on with our lives. And then when Fluttershy gained some consciousness, she was laying on the couch. She glanced at her surroundings, and the ring was around her neck. Realizing the events of the day that had been a dream, she sighed heavily, and she had accepted Discord's proposal, saved the princesses, lost her friends and freedom, all in one day. Now she was engaged to the Lord of Chaos, with no escape. Speaking of which, where was Discord? Their answer soon came sooner than expected as the creature miniaturized above her. She squeaked and jumped to the back of the couch in surprise. Have a nice rest, my dear, he asked. She struggled to get the words out. How long was I out? Oh, about an hour or so. I took the time to redecorate your room. You like green, right? Sure. Of course, this is living arrangements only temporarily until we're married. When will be sharing a room, he said slyly. Fluttershy shivered at the thought. When is this wedding exactly? Oh, it could be next month, next week, or even tomorrow, if you like. Tomorrow? That reminds me, we need to pick out your wedding dress. I know it's bad luck for me to see it all, but given the circumstances, don't you think? He found herself standing on the pedestal facing three mirrors. Discord was dressed as a tailor and was taking her measurements. Let's see, you're a size 4, am I right? Aren't you going... She watched in shock as Discord made several wedding gowns appear on her body. Too frilly, too casual, too flowery, not flowery enough, too white, too blue. He stopped at the ivory green colored dress with the trimming, with a thin veil draped over her head and a crown of daisies. Why, darling, he purred, gesturing towards her reflection. You look beautiful. Your fiancé's very lucky to have you. Oh, wait, that's me. She couldn't take it anymore and shouted, Discord! Yes, my dear. She turned to face him. Don't you think tomorrow's a bit soon? He pretended to think for a moment. No. But I hardly know as it is. I do need to remind you with the terms of our agreement we met. I'll still marry you, but just not yet. Care to explain the reasons behind this? He asked. Well, you see... Oh, come on now, dear. Let's not be strangers. Tell me. She gulped. It's just that I always thought when I got married, I would fall in love with him first. Oh, there'll be plenty of time for that. Fluttershy swallowed her fear and narrowed her eyes at him. And you said you would give me whatever I desired, right? Discord fiddled with his hands. I did say that, didn't I? Well, I desired that we postpone our wedding, but... And you said you wanted a willing bride, right? I did, but... And I would be even more willing if we got to know each other first. He was starting to get very annoyed and felt like turning into an orange, but he took a deep breath and calmed down. It was obviously a lot to take in through this pony regarding the fact that she had been the one who had resisted him since the labyrinth, and he had to take this one step at a time. Very well, my dear, as you wish, he snapped his fingers, making the gowns and the mirrors disappear. We'll postpone the wedding for now. Until when? She could not help but ask. Then an idea struck him. I'll tell you what, he continued to circle her. Every night I will ask you a teensy question, and if you get me the answer I want, I will keep asking until you say yes. And when I do, well, he smirked, let's just say that will be our wedding night. Fluttershy stuttered, well, but what's the question? I'll tell you later. Right now, who's hungry? You do look hungry. As if on cue, her stomach grumbled. I did skip breakfast. Say no more. An oddly shaped table approached them. They were seated at the other end. Discord summoned a candlebrum with a last-minute touch. What will it be, my dear? Chicken like king? Lobster? He then listed each dish, then appeared right before her. Fluttershy uttered, I'm a vegetarian. Oh, that's right, my bad. Hey, oats, big lasta? Just a salad would be nice. Sure enough, a bowl of lettuce, tomatoes, cucumbers, and carrots materialized before her. Discord had summoned a bowl of what appeared to be, is that paper? It is it? He asked, taking a bite of it. Crunchy, want some? She raised an eyebrow. I'll pass. As the part of the goat after all, Fluttershy glanced down at the dish in front of her, shaking and lifted her fork. Discord was confused at her hesitation. It's not poison if that's what you're thinking. She smiled nervously and took a bite of the salad. Delicious, she gulped. Perhaps you would like some dressing. Thousand Island or ranch? Ranch? A bottle of ranch flew into the air and squirted the substance on her bowl. Thanks, Fluttershy uttered once the bottle had vanished. Anything for my lovely fiancé. He stared at her as she shivered in her seat. You find me terrifying, don't you? She looked down at her hooves. He shrugged. Perfectly understandable. After all, my appearance is quite unique. He then grinned slightly at her. Yours, on the other hand. He clearly choked on the fork as he appeared behind her. I'll tell you a secret. I've always thought that the six of you were most ravishing. Scratch at all the ponies Equestria, but you are the most ravishing. He then put a paw on her face, and she backed away, causing her to fall off her chair. He caught her with her tail in the air before he could hit her the ground, and she lifted her to meet his eyes. What? Ravishing is not a good word? How about stunning, beautiful, gorgeous? Stop, she squeaked. Stop what? He asked, teasingly stroke her mane. Fluttershy striggled up. Look, I appreciate the compliment, but... What? Discord asked, running his claw under her chin. Not used to some pony calling you beautiful? Not directly. Well, you better get used to it, because I'm going to keep calling you that. She forced a smile as she returned to her seat. She tried to finish her salad, but it was difficult for him with him standing so close. You know, I was honestly hoping that you would accept my proposal, because it was certainly bold of you to do so. She tensed up a bit as he placed his hands on her shoulders. Don't worry, my dear. I will make you happy. I don't think this place is out of prison. Think of it as a kingdom, where you are queen. He made a gold crown appear on her head, and Fluttershy dropped her fork. Imagine, our own little chaos corner of the world. No pony to tell us what to do. You can have whatever you want, be whatever you want, and do whatever you want. And I will be by your side. He jumped back as soon as she tossed the crown off her head. You know what? She said quickly. I'm really tired. Discord scoffed. Don't be ridiculous. It's not even noon yet. Oh, but I didn't get much sleep last night, she faked a yawn. Oh, yes. I'm really tired and I should really be getting to bed. Oh, very well. But first my question. Fluttershy shrunk. Yes? He cupped her chin in his paw. Do you love me? Her eyes widened. What? I asked, do you love me? She was silent for a moment, but not for a while, about ready to faint again, as he would get mad if she gave her his honest answer. But if she said yes, they would be married immediately. No. Discord shrugged. Fair enough. Just a heads up, my dear. I'm going to keep asking you until you say yes. But why would you do that? You wanted to fall in love before you got married. So, he gave her a wink. So, let's get you to bed, shall we? He picked her up bridal style and carried her towards the door, and thankfully it was straight right side up. He opened the door to reveal a room with wavy green walls. I know you ponies know about gravity, Discord said. It's quite boring. He then opened up, which is an oddly shaped wardrobe. There are some clothes for you in case if you're in a fantasy mood, and if you don't like them, I can make some few alternations. He carefully set her down and on Capney bed and gestured for the chandelier hanging above. Watch this. He clapped his hands and the candles went out. Another clap illuminated them again. Neat? Oh, and he pointed to the record player. In case if it gets too quiet for you, then he moved on to play Fluttershy's favorite lullaby. How does he know? Oh, and if you get hungry in the middle of the night, he showed her the microwave sitting on the counter of the corner. Just simply press one of these buttons. Hay, oats, honey, melon, pineapple, whatever you like. Oh, he flew over to the windows. And I made you a great view. He flung open the green curtains, revealing the foggy, dreary forest outside. Well, it may not be a great view, but hey, any better view is better than no view. He waited excitedly for her reaction. Fluttershy was struck dumb as she glanced around the room. He had already put a lot of effort to it, and he seemed so eager to please her. She was starting to think that Sakura was right, but it was all so much to take in. Discord frowned at her silence. Is it not to your liking? No, it's, she stammered, it's fine. Was it the microwave too much? Would you prefer pink instead of green? The bed not comfy enough? It's fine, she snapped. It's really fine and lovely even. It's nice. Discord accepted her answer and drifted to the door. Now, if there's anything you need, just holler. Sleep tight. Once the door he had closed, Fluttershy waited until he was gone, and then she buried her face into the lace pillow and let out the loose tears that she's been holding back. Oh, Discord, you sly devil, said Draconequest mused as he amused himself in the mirror. Sly, his reflection scoffed. You're acting all big and soft, kissing up to your wimpy bad Pegasus. Don't you understand? This is better than you could have hoped for. Listen, the ponies, these can't turn us into stone without the elements of kindness, right? Right, but what does that even matter? They even promised not to use the elements against us. Only because they didn't have a choice. But if their deals were to be broken, then we're free to do whatever we want. And where does the Pegasus fall into this? He cackled. Well, I bet that by the end of the month, the Pegasus will hopefully be in love with me, so she could do anything about me. She won't be able to use her element against me, which means there'll be nothing to stop me from taking over Equestria. And just think I can gain a queen in the process. His reflection burst into laughter. Really? Is that what your plan is? Do you honestly think that pony would ever fall in love with you? Discord put his hands on his lips. Why not? Well, you have looked yourself lately? Well, I have my charms. Are you talking about the kind of magic charms that you're used to ruling kind of charms? Because later is just hopeless. He grabbed the mirror. And how would you think you would like if to be smashed into billions of pieces? Hey, the 7 years of bad luck. Don't talk to me about bad luck. I invented bad luck. He then lifted the glass, ready to destroy it, when he paused and slapped himself in the face. What am I doing? He set the mirror down and looked at his reflection, which had returned to normal. He studied the distorted face of Fluttershy's beauty. Could he be within her heart? She did have already agreed to marry him, but not because she wanted to, but only because she wanted to save her friends. Why would she ever want him? He shook the thoughts out of his head. Oh, what does it matter? There are other ways to impress the lady. He studied his reflection. Maybe I could, let's see, trim my beard. Fluttershy's usual nightmares were interrupted by a loud, familiar voice. Stay away from her, or you shall be vanquished, fee. The Draconequest then vanished, and then the certain blue alicorn looked up and appeared from her darkness. Princess Luna? She gasped. Are you all right, dear Fluttershy? The princess inquired. Why, yes, thank you, but I heard that you could enter dreams. But how come you haven't shown up here before? Apologies, I have many subjects. It was very inconsiderate of me just to get rid of your head of that creature before. But Fluttershy, your friend's worried about you. Has he hurt you? The real Discord? So far, no. He has been cruel to you in any way? Well, not exactly, but yes. She gulped. He wants me to love him. Luna's eyes widened. Pardon? You see, I convinced him to postpone the wedding, but he wants me to love him first. Can you love a creature so horrid and cruel? Luna asked angrily. He's not so bad. Fluttershy, he's a despicable creature. He could be trying to lure you into a trap. But he already has me. He could attempt to blend you against your will. I don't know what to do about that, but he's taken good care of me, and he said he'd give me anything I desired. And what about your freedom? Well, She trailed off as Luna's image started shifting. You're waking. I must go. Tell my friends I'm okay, Fluttershy shouted. Tell them. She didn't get to finish as the sunlight had broken and woken her. She checked and squiggled on her hand on the clock on the wall. It was 7 in the morning, and at some point at her weeping yesterday, she had fallen asleep, and already had been asleep for that long. There was a knock on the door. She didn't need to ask who it was. Come in! She figured it was Discord opened the door, a wide grin upon his face. Good morning, my beautiful bride, he chimed. You certainly have slept the whole day, and now that you're up, how about some breakfast? Sure. Honestly, she wasn't hungry. Not that she wanted to spend more time with Discord, but she did not want to be rude. Give him a chance, she told herself. After all, he's probably not used to being nice to ponies. With a snap of his fingers, he settled it at the table. Discord materialized behind her. What would it be my fiance would like this morning? Pancakes, toast, muffins? Pancakes would be. A stack of pancakes appeared right before she could finish her sentence. I trust you slept well, he inquired. Yes, she fibbled. Well, and the bed? Was it comfortable enough? Oh, yes, very. He leaned over his face towards her. I have a gift for you. He opened his paw and summarized a jade bracelet. Discord, Fluttershy looked up unassuredly as he slid it into her hoof. It's lovely. It's nothing compared to you. He ran a claw under her chin and only to gently push it away. It was like this. In the next few days, Discord would attempt to court her and she would resist. Sometimes he would often offer her flowers, which she thought it was sweet, but still refused them. Every night he would ask her if she loved him, but she would always reply no, despite what Zecora had told her. Fluttershy was not exactly ready to let Discord in. A little precise of flattening her, showing her with gifts, but still, she would not submit. She hardly even ate without giving her this most spent time of her in her room alone. The Draconicus was getting very impatient. One day she absolutely refused to come out of her room. It wasn't until the afternoon that Discord attempted to lure her out. Oh, Fluttershy, he called. Your knight in shining armor is here. She opened the door slightly to see the Draconicus in a suit of gold armor, holding a bouquet of flowers upside down. When he noticed his error, he quickly corrected. Fluttershy just slammed the door without glancing for glance. Discord frowned and kept his cool. Oh, come on now, dear. You've been in there all day. Go away, she screamed. He clenched his teeth and made the armor and flowers disappear. I've been patient with you, Pony, but you don't really want to make me angry. Go ahead, get angry. Every night you ask me the same question, and I always give you the same answer. It's still no. Oh, come out of there right now, he bellowed. Then there was a pause, and then a soft but different no. Oh, you just can't stay in there forever. Oh, yes, I can. I have an endless supply of food in here. I really should have rethought putting that microwave in, he muttered, facepalming himself. He took a deep breath. Play it cool, Discord, he spoke in this softer voice. Will you come out? No, he grunted and then tried a different voice. Will you come out, please? No, thank you. He erupted like a volcano. You come out of there this instant. I won't, and you can't even make me. Have you forgotten who I am? With a snap of his fingers, she was out of the door and used his index finger to levitate the engagement ring around her neck, lifting her in the process. You promised South to me, he growled, pointing at the ring, that you are going to be my wife, love me or not. Seeing his dark expression, Discord was truly afraid of him at this point, but she had to stay strong and glare back at him. Fine, marry me then. Don't make me wait for me to love you, because there's no way in this world that I could ever love a monster like you. Oh, is that so? Well, stop wasting your time then. We'll be married first thing in the morning, whatever you like it or not. He then released his magic form and crossed her hooves and turned away. I don't care. I will never love you. How could you expect me to love you when you keep me prisoner? She faced him with glare. How could you expect any pony to love you when you are incapable of any love whatsoever? That's it, Missy. Go to your room. You're not my mother, but I am your future husband, so get used to my orders, god damn it. Well, I am your future wife, so get used to my complaints. Whatever, we're still getting married tomorrow, so Fine, fine, fine. She slammed the door angrily, and then she rushed to her bed and cried. Oh, that pony, Discord grunted. No, even worse, that female. He then heard the pony's weeping and his anger faded. He hadn't meant to make her cry. He was only showing her who's in control around here. He covered his ears, trying to block out her whining as he teleported to his bedroom. What will it take, he cursed. His shoulder deviled and appeared. You know what you think? If you want a pony to love you, you gotta make her love you. Put a spell on her. Another miniature version of him dressed up in a white gown with a halo appeared on his shoulder. No, you can't force some pony to love you. Besides, such a spell could easily be undone. Why do I have a shoulder angel? Discord exclaimed. I'm not supposed to have a good consent. Oh, yes, take a height, you goody-goody, the devil shouted. You take a height, the angel buttered. You, Infinity. Shut up, Discord demanded, slumping on his bed. Okay, I don't care what kind of coincidence I have. I just need some pony to explain me why that Pegasus is being so difficult. Why do you even bother? His reflection in the mirror asked. I told you, Discord shouted. Having her fall in love with me was part of the plan, but she won't cooperate. I gave her a comfortable room, variety of food, and squish of clothing, and what gratitude do I get? Lots of whining and crying, the devil muttered. Precisely. Give her time, the angel advised. You did take away her friends and freedom, after all, but she agreed to it. So that's the point I'm making her fall in love with you? His reflection inquired. If I didn't know any better, I'd say you want her to love you. Of course I do. Did you not even hear me earlier? I mean, I think that ponies turned you soft. Discord then blinked and then growled. Soft? You calling me the master of chaos soft? Well, have you seen yourself the past few days? The image spoke in a mocking voice. Oh, Fluttershy, you're so beautiful. Do you like me? He stuck out his tongue. It's sickening. Sickening at this point. He's got a point, the devil agreed. Yep, the angel nodded. You're not supposed to even agree with them, Discord exclaimed. Now come now, I didn't even say you were perfect. The Draconequest cried out and stomped his foot, which made the sound of the 1,000 glasses shattering. The realization then hit him. What am I talking about? He asked as he flicked the angel and the devil off his shoulders. You're all mine of me. I can't even take advice for myself. I need to ask some pony else. He tapped on his chin and then came up with the idea. Sakura was shocked to see her door open to find the Lord of Chaos standing there. Hello, neighbor, he waved. Her mouth was open, but she could get no words out. You're still not mad about me turning your huts upside down, are you? He asked as he invited himself in. It was nothing personal, just chaos. Sakura stammered. He rolled his eyes. Alright, there is a big deal. I heard you're good at giving advice, right? The zebra nodded absently, mindlessly. Well, I need it. And if you could tell any pony about this, I will turn you into an alicorn to feed you to the squirrels. Acorn to feed the squirrels even. Alright, she cleared her throat. No need to frown. Would you like some tea and sit down? Not much of a tea drinker. I prefer chocolate milk. But he sat down anyway. Sakura seated herself across from him. Now what can I do to fix what's troubling you? Discord put his head on his hands and sighed. It's my fiancée, Fluttershy. I'm sure you've heard about our engagement. I heard about that squeal that she accepted your deal. Yes, well, she's not exactly happy. You did take her from her friends, so that was to expected. Her happiness should. Well, that's what my shoulder angel said. Sakura blinked at him. Never mind that, but I have swallowed my dignity to please that woman. I've given her all the luxury and a comfort pony he would want, and she wouldn't give so much as a smile. She would just sit in her room and cries. He looked at her pleadingly at the zebra. What am I doing wrong? I can help you if you would keep calm and let me see your palm. He held out his eagle claw and lion paw. Which one? She took his paw and examined it closely. Discord squinted at what she was looking at. Ah, she uttered, examining with understanding. So many years of tears and sadness. You have been very lonely without any pony. I'm not lonely, the Draconequest snapped. I have chaos and chocolate milk and duplicates to talk to. What do you think I could have? She ignored his protest and continued. So much pain, which will you only relieve through chocolate rain. Seriously, what are you even looking at? But I only have to see the mirror that make you complete. And to win her art, you must be sweet. He then tugged his paw away. Quit making riddles. That's my job. How do I make Fluttershy happy? To replace this sadness with happiness, you must act with kindness. He stared at her. Come again? Fluttershy is not to be won by comfort and jewels. Kindness and consideration should be her tools. Learn of her interests, her pleasures, her joys, and use them instead of your ploys. Discord then lost his patience and slammed his fist on the table. Cut the rhyme and speak in English! Sakura narrowed her eyes. Listen, Fluttershy is the element of kindness, and to impress her, you must be kind to her. Do you even know who I am? You want this girl or not? Okay, so how do I get this kind thing? You'll have to do something to her. Give her a gift. I've given her gifts. Something she likes. He paused to think. Well, she doesn't really exactly like other than playing with animals and admiring her boring plants. His face lit up. Wait a minute, that's it! He turned to the zebra. You're good, and you're welcome to my castle anytime. And after he vanished, Sakura took her head and with a laugh. Oh, if only if there was knew where this was gonna go. Meanwhile, Spike and Applejack were trying to keep Fluttershy's animals under control. Y'all come back here, varmints! She shouted at the beavers as they were hauled away with the tree that they recently cut down. Angel, I have to finish fluffing your tail, Spike called as he chased after the white rabbit and the hair curlers in his tail. Spike, let me help round up these chickens. I'm kinda busy over here. He grabbed a hold of Angel, who gave him a hard kick in the snout. I thought you were supposed to be good and taken care of these little critters, Applejack said. Yeah, Spike grunted as he lost his grip on the bunny. Maybe when there's 6 of them at a time, not 600. What about you? Don't you raise animals for a living? My animals are trained to stay in their pens. Why don't you get me these weasels out of the crop? How does Fluttershy even handle these guys? I wish they would all just disappear. With that said, a white flash caused all the animals to vanish in sight, and all was left was Applejack and Spike and Wyoma. I didn't mean that literally. What in tarnation? The pony gasped. Where did they go off to? Suddenly, Spike then burped the letter, and then opened it and raised an eyebrow. This wasn't from the princess. Let me see. As Applejack read the note, her eyes widened. Well, I'll be darned. The tears would not stop. After hearing about that she would be married to the monster tomorrow, the waterworks had broken loose. She could just run away, and she had a thought, but Fluttershy knew that breaking her promise would give Discord freedom of taking over Equestria. Besides, it could bring her back within the snap of fingers. She had cried so much that the room was starting to flood. Perhaps that she was able to drown herself within moments, but she didn't care what happened to her anymore. Sakura had been wrong. Discord was a heartless monster, nothing more. Now she was doomed forever, and within the death could be her only escape. A light knock came at the door and startled her. Fluttershy! She buried her face in the pillow. Go away! Outside, Discord suddenly cursed, but took a deep breath. I just wanted to say I'm What? Fluttershy choked, lifting her head. I'm sorry. This caught her attention. This might have been the first time he said that word. I didn't realize how upset this deal would make you. Yes, you did, she snapped. Okay, I did. I just ignored the fact, you see, I don't know how to act these kind of situations. And I'm sorry I lost my temper on you earlier, but you just can't at least give me a chance to make it up to you? Well, she paused. You don't have to marry me tomorrow. He waited patiently. After a while, she opened the door and looked up at him. What is it? He grinned a little. I have something to show you, but first close your eyes. She raised an eyebrow at him, but he complied. He waved his paw in front of her to check that she would not see. Smiling excitedly, he took her in her front hooves and led her towards the door, leading outside. Fluttershy did not know what to expect. She was surprised on how tenderly he was holding her hooves. She had to flap her wings just to keep her balance, but his touch assured her that she would not fall over, and that he would catch her. She felt a slight breeze as they went outside, and took a deep breath, and this was the first of fresh air in days. Can I open them? She asked. He then led her towards forward a little, and then gently let go of her hooves and whispered, All right, you can now. She opened her eyes and gasped. Surrounding the acres were plants and flowers of all species and colors. There were especially large patches of tulips, her favorite. Running about were hundreds of animals. Many she had recognized from home, but others were elsewhere. She saw kangaroos, toucans, and many more. Everything was vibrant, colorful, and the kind of things that you would never expect to see in evergreen free forests. She had noticed that the still floating on the ground, but was the garden that had added the clump of the earth. I brought you your little friends here from home, Discord said. I also brought a few others I thought you'd be interested in. Do you like these tulips? I know they're favorite. And I also made you a little gazebo. He pointed towards it. You know, in case if you wanted to sit down in the shade, otherwise there are big trees. He then held at her in the glimmering pond. And look, a home for your ducks and fish, and also for good swimming. I even put out a bridge. She then gestured a large wooden machine, a tube of acorns, and carrots and other foods. I know how much you like feeding the animals, so I put a little food dispenser over there to get everything that your animals need. Her silence then made him frown. Then his ears dropped, and she hated it. He knew that food dispenser was too much. Fluttershy stammered, still staring at the signs. I don't know what to say. A thank you would be nice, Discord muttered sadly. Suddenly, the Pegasus did something unexpected. She attacked him with a hug with the waist, and the Draconicus perked up his ears. His body tensed up and whined as his eyes had been seen. Now, this was the most wonderful thing that any pony has ever done to me, she exclaimed. Thank you so much. I love it so much. He looked down at the pony and saw that he had been hoping to see for the past few days. A smile, a true, happy smile that made her beautiful full face even more beautiful. He felt the tug on his chest and his heart started beating. Perhaps the first time in millennia. It even beat faster than any pony's face could even nuzzle in his fur. Slowly and hesitantly, he wrapped his arms around his small frame and muttered, "You're welcome." Fluttershy then pulled away and she heard him squeak again and let out another gasp. "Angel, I thought I'd never see you again!" Discord watched as he flew towards the beloved bunny and other animals surrounding her, delighted to see that he could not take his eyes off of her. That pony, that gentle, kind, beautiful pony. Her teal eyes sparkled with joy and her pink mane flowed, and the mild breeze in her excited voice was a tingling bell. His heart pounded faster with every second watch over until it was ready to leap out of his chest. What was the strange sensation enveloping inside him? He did not know what it was, because it was caused a big smile to spread across his face. Back in Ponyville, Twilight read the message that they had received. "Dear ponies, do not look for the animals. They are at my place with their owner, your unfriendly neighborhood Discord." Rainbow Dash then looked at the note. Why did he use letters from magazines? To hide his identity, Pinky exclaimed. Oh, maybe just because he signed his name, and we all know who it is because he has Fluttershy. Why would Discord take the animals for Fluttershy? Rarity questioned. Applejack glanced over at Spike. Ponies will do anything to please these loved ones that they have. Discord? Love? Rainbow Dash laughed. That's a hoot. This doesn't break the deal, the dragon inquired. I mean, he can't use his magic outside the forest, right? Twilight exchanged glances with Applejack before answering. I think we can make an exception for this one.